Okay, guys, here we go. We are tapping in for this final week, a crossover week between the month of July and August. So we are wrapping up our month of scoops of wisdom, cones of love, diving into the Astral Mermaid Tarot by Dani'el Norman. And I am feeling inspired to bring back our Wisdom of the Oracle by 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓮 for our bonus Oracle message this week. We're going to dive into our 5-card spread now to see what's coming up for the collective. So this is following the little check-in I just did over on the Empowerment Sharecast. So if you are catching this on one of my social media spaces, I'm Marissa from Growing the Flow, and this is a little sampling of what we do over on my free Empowerment Sharecast on the Marco Polo app. It's a private little intimate space tucked away from the noise of social media where we can connect more intimately, just kind of working with the cards and spiritual musings to see what is coming in for us collectively. We get into the energetic weather with some astrology, as well as some other fun spiritual tools that I enjoy that are all about your empowerment, really connecting in with your wise self, your discernment, your authenticity, and your truth. And so as we tap into these messages each week, we have a special spread that we do. It never fails. There's always something in some way that it's coming up for each of us. It's so many different ways, but I love to hear from you throughout the week and the ways in which these cards play up. And with collective readings, of course, you take what resonates, leave the rest. There's always someone there to pick it up, but it never gets old how this all comes forward. So we use a 5-card spread with the tarot to just kind of have little placeholders throughout the week. But of course, time is not linear. These energies are interacting throughout. So we're going to get those 5 cards up here now, get our Wisdom of the Oracle card, and then we will break out into Monday through Friday, the intuitive messages that are coming forward for us. So let's take a look, see what's coming up here for Monday. Setting the tone for this final few days of July. We're in Leo season now. We have a number of planets in retrograde, Chiron in retrograde. And we're going to see what is coming up for us this week collectively. Let's see. Ooh, the Awakening, the Judgment card. So this is card 20 of the Major Arcana, the Awakening. How beautiful. And I see Metatron's cube there. I have so enjoyed working with this deck. And because I have been blessed, stressed, and all the rest this month, as I was just sharing over on the Sharecast, I haven't been able to share on social media nearly as much as I would have to share this gorgeous deck and Danielle's amazing work. So I'm really going to make a concerted effort to share the Monday through Friday messages on social media this week. Of course, they are always playing over on my free Empowerment Sharecast. So if you would like to check that out, we would love to have you over there. It's free. It's fun. You can check out the link either in the caption here in my bio, or just give me a shout and I will get you over there. Okay, let's see what's coming in for Tuesday, which denotes our potential of a block or challenge this week. In what way may we experience a block or challenge? All right, yep, that was knocking there. 6 of Pentacles, there it is. Okay, so this is a card that came up for the full moon that we've just come through, that second full moon in Capricorn. I'm looking away because it's actually still on my altar. I just want to show you another version of this 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. So in what way might that be a block or challenge this week? And this week, through the full moon, we were using the Psychic Tarot for the heart. We were looking at this giving and receiving in this sense of everybody bringing their unique gifts, talents, abilities, experiences, personal lenses to the table. So how might that, imagine that, with the Judgment card, wow, be a block or challenge? So we're going to explore that in this 6 of Earth energy that is coming forward here for us this week. So we'll take a look at that, balancing those scales, relationships, bringing in more harmony. It's challenging sometimes. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's see what's coming in for Wednesday as a midweek blessing. Wednesday, midweek blessing. Ooh, jumpy. Okay, everybody's diving out here. So we're going to have to get everybody back into alignment here to see so many blessings, right? Blessed, stressed, and all the rest. That's my credo right now. I was sharing that I just have a lot of milestone things happening in my life with my kids. Sweet 16 celebration was had. I have my first child heading off to college in a couple weeks with a little send-off party happening here this weekend. So there's just been a lot of the practical things that go into all of that happening in the midst of a lot of really strong emotions and all kinds of things here. So there is a lot of blessings for sure, but let's see what's coming up here this week as a midweek blessing. Ooh, 4 of Wands. Well, how perfect for me. I know what that's telling me. I was just saying this on the Sharecast that it's very 4 of Wands here. We have just been doing all kinds of work to beautify the house, and decorations will certainly be swapped out and abounding and gathering and celebrating these milestones. So that's one of the ways in which that energy shows up. I'm also seeing something on the collective, on the world stage too. The scenery here is looking, I'm actually getting a nod to some of the things going on right now in the world around the Olympics and the scenery seen there, because I'm kind of looking at the backdrop of this gorgeous card. So there's definitely a sense of community and coming together, blessings that are available to us should we choose to see them that way. So let's just see what comes up there when we tap in for Wednesday. Thursday is how we are growing. How are we growing? A collective card around how we are growing. Let's see. Oh, fire, fire. 5 of fire. We're going in order here. So we got the 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, which you may know I affectionately refer to as the stirring the poo card. So there's a little bit of that competitive, argumentative energy. There's some fiery things happening here. So we'll tap into how we're growing through all of that. Beautiful. I love that with the jellyfish. I can't believe after a whole month working with this deck, I every single card that's come up so far, I have not seen yet. Wow. All 4 cards I had not seen until just now. Okay, 5th card for the week for Friday, closing it out. And of course, at this point, we're in August's energy. So let's see what is coming up to wrap up our week. This will be the last week with this beautiful deck. I will be debuting a new intuitively chosen deck and altar space along with the channeled words for August later this week over on the Sharecast. So do stay tuned. Also, the Empowerment Pack is available if you'd like to join me for a month of insight, guidance, wisdom, empowerment, where we tap into the cards and a lot of other beautiful supporting tools, healing energies, colors, spirit, animal, crystal, and things to guide us through the month ahead. It's my birthday month too, so there's going to be surprises. It's a great month to come along with me for the Empowerment Pack. So check that out too. Okay, Friday. Ooh, all right. Oh, he's back. We can't get away from this chessboard. We have had the devil energy coming up on repeat. And it must be said that the devil, the demon here, brings in the energy of 6. Again, 1 + 5, card 15, is bringing in the energy of 6. Just like our potential blocker challenge this week being the 6 of Earth, 6 is about balance, harmony, the scales, about relationships. And, you know, there was so much that was said about this card over the lunations throughout July. Dirty Dancing reference was made. We've been having the chessboard. I mean, listen, guys, I'm just showing you. Like, I know I showed you last week. We're back again. Look, this is still on my alternate altar over here, which is from the full moon in Capricorn. Look at the chessboard. Look at the game pieces. Look at this one. You know, so there's this energy of strategy and moves and being the pawn versus choosing which player you're going to be in this game. Right? And also, you know, maybe having to face some imbalances in our lives with the 6. Oh yeah. See what I'm saying? 6 again. So the 6s have been everywhere as well. By the way, there were 4 of them in the full moon reading. All about our relationships, what they're coming up to show us at this time about this game, about the moves we're making, about the strategies, about the using our analytical mind versus being in the heart and making decisions from a heart-centered place, and so much more. So this week wraps up with another major. Started with a major, ending with a major. So again, we've got bookends going on here. Let's get into it. We're going to pull up now Monday through Friday. Oh, let's pull our oracle card. I'm hearing, yes, I almost forgot, Wisdom of the Oracle, to give us a little punctuation mark. And I want to show you too this beautiful energy spray I was just moved to bring in. This is a Shamanic Essentials Divine Spirit. And I love this one because it's very opening up to taking a breather. And what I was saying is I shared a story on the Sharecast about me going to see my guru this week, and she giving me some instructions that included putting myself in time out every day. So I'm feeling this divine time out with this divine spirit. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. Actually, let me spray that before we choose our card. So this is a beautiful energy spray I came upon with a lovely lady who provided some beautiful healing energies at an expo last year. So it was one of my first times out getting to see and experience things in person, which was very missed. This beautiful spray that she had. And when she sprayed it over me, it just opened up the lungs, and I really felt this opening and a breath of fresh air. So this divine timing, this divine time out, connecting in. And it talks about being charged to uplift and sweeten the energy around you, to welcome the divine spirit guides into your space. So we're setting that intention here for us collectively this week as we ask for a little punctuation mark with an oracle message for us from the Wisdom of the Oracle. So let's see what's coming forward. One card, please. One card for our week ahead. Ah, yes, regeneration indeed. This card came up for a couple of people actually when I did the personal card pulls last week for that full moon in Capricorn. I liken it to the Death card or the Tower card in the tarot because there is this stripped down but regenerating, rebirthing, and there's still some fire there coming up here with all of these things lighting up. And you know, we've got the volcano coming in here for how we're growing, and we have the regeneration message coming in. So we'll tap into that. This is a 10 energy. So once again, 10 is coming into completion, wholeness, chapters ending, new beginnings, storylines finishing out, new growth coming in. So we'll tap into that as well now as we get into it. So once again, if you're seeing this elsewhere outside of the Marco Polo app, please check it out. It's free. It's fun. It's the Empowerment Sharecast. So I would love to have you. I will be offering free card pulls starting next week. This week I'm skipping just because it's such a wild week. I'm really going to be diving into those Empowerment Pack readings. So if you would like to come along and have a personal reading for your month of August ahead, the Empowerment Pack is an amazing way for us to connect in with the cards for some guidance, insight, and wisdom. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in and see what is coming up for us this week. Much love. All right, let's kick things off with our oracle card because that's going to kind of set the tone then for us to unfold into our week ahead messages. So here we have the regeneration card, which is bringing in a 10 energy. So we talked about things wrapping up and then new beginnings. So this is a card about rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. And how perfect that it's occurring on a week where we close out one month and we begin the next. So we have a fresh set of weeks on the calendar for a month ahead. And so this does talk about second chances being available to you now, so that whatever opportunities that you may have thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. So perhaps whatever you've been perceiving as a failure or a loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful that's growing in its place. It's assuring no matter what, there will be rebirth, right? Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. And I've talked before about destiny. Also, you know, another way of looking at it is something that is the will of your highest self. So it's all a part of the plan. It's everything unfolding for your highest, best, most expansive timeline. So we may have been on a particular branch, on a particular timeline, on a particular trajectory that we thought was going to go a certain way, that we wanted to go a certain way, and that has since withered. Or maybe burned into ash, however it presented itself in the way of an ending or not successful, never came to complete fruition. And we had a degree of feels about that, our cones of emotion that we're moving through, disappointment, anger, grief, however it presented itself. There's these new shoots that are showing us a new line, a new potential, a new way of being that actually would not have been fostered and brought into growth here if it were not for the ending that had taken place. And so on one hand, when we talk about this regeneration energy in terms of relationships, it talks about how the world is based on connection and relationships. And these sixes that we have coming up this week continue to underscore that fact that it really is all about our relationships with the people, places, and things that make up our fool's journey in this lifetime. So that no matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. So there is life after death, love after loss. And in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. So now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. And I would say it can be subtle. It can be small. It can be things that are going on under the surface. So these divine timeouts are needed in order for us to really be in tune, to really pick up on these subtleties and these energetic shifts, and perhaps even receive some divine inspiration in all of that, which leads to the prosperity message that says, well, what happens when it appears that you failed at something, that something didn't work, right? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from the difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. And then once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through your awareness. And it's becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start, a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination that's surfacing now. Ripe for success, new opportunities much better than those that came before appear, like gifts from the gods. So now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past because you really are experiencing a rebirth. I can't help but think of this very silly, very practical story that just happened for us yesterday. My college-bound daughter and I were going through all of her college goodies that we've been collecting and amassing, all the things that she's going to need, and definitely some extras and comfort items as well. And, with her roommate, we kind of divvied up the things that they need collectively, and we were getting the refrigerator, which I was all on top of things. I had my lists, I had my stuff. In May, I got her a refrigerator that was, a certain type of refrigerator. It was supposed to be a stainless look on the front. It says a mini refrigerator, all the things. But we've left it here in the corner, actually, in my office. It's been featured in the background of some of my posts, this big cardboard carton box, and we decided to open it yesterday. And as we unveiled it, we discovered that the refrigerator was actually not the right one. They sent us the wrong one, the wrong color. And it was really discouraging because I was really proud of myself that I had taken care of checking that item and I didn't have to worry about it now that all the prices are going up and it's harder to come by the things that we need. I was really relieved that I had already taken care of that, only to find out that it really wasn't the right item and that in fact it just wasn't going to work. However, through the process of assembling some of the things and kind of really looking at what we had that we thought was going to work a certain way, It ended up actually being too large, this refrigerator. And I will share with you a photo in order to wrap your mind around what I mean. So let me show that to you now. So we've been laughing about this picture. This is my daughter, who is 5'11". She's a volleyball player. Her roommate, also a volleyball player, also just about the same height. When we put all this together, refrigerator in the wrong color, it's too tall. They still have to put a microwave on top of there, and you can see that it's just about as tall as my daughter. So back to the drawing board, and oh my gosh, I was so disappointed. I felt so defeated because it was like all this work, all this hauling this item, opening it up, getting it, putting together the cart that it's on. Like, there was so much. And again, I get this is a really 3D example, right? All the while, this vibration of things that we thought were working out or growing in a particular direction, it's actually a blessing that this refrigerator ended up being the wrong color and in fact too tall for what we needed, because now it's clear we needed to downgrade to a smaller refrigerator that is in the correct color and in fact was much less expensive than this one, and I'll just return this one, you know? So again, this is my practical example of the ways that we can connect in with the cards for these messages about opportunities and things that are actually better than what we thought we wanted or what we were expecting. Thank you for letting me share. We were laughing about this picture and we sent it around yesterday just to demonstrate our frustration about the best laid plans. But what the regeneration card is telling us is to hold on, because something better is blossoming in your life. Endings and new beginnings. Let's get into our cards for the week ahead now, Monday through Friday. Okay, we are kicking off our collective tarot messages for the week ahead with the Monday card, Major Arcana card 20, the Awakening, the Judgment card coming forward. And I want you just to see how beautiful the detail is as we see Metatron's cube here. We're seeing this beautiful energy here of this connection of as above, so below happening in this beautiful card. So the Judgment card, that final card before the completion of the Fool's Journey, card 21, the World, right? So we have this energy of the 10 coming in this week with regeneration, which is new beginnings, endings, new beginnings. The Judgment card, which is also showing us this close to completion, wholeness, this breakthrough that is possible at this time. And so as we dip into the Astral Mermaid's message on this card, there's a message about just like that, your eyes being opened, your soul awakened, and beginning to understand and see things like you've never have in the past. So in this moment, you know that life will never be the same. So this is a significant energy. Once you know something or become aware of it, you can never not know it or pretend not to know. And though you are much more aware, you know that life doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder. At times, you may wish that you could float back down to the depths of the sea where everything was dark and you were oblivious to everything else around you. For now, you soak up the awareness and new path in front of you, ready to explore all the hidden gems. So this is happening in waves across the planet, spiritual awakenings, aha moments, veils being lifted, things coming to the surface to be seen. So as that's happening on a collective level, on the world stage, as it's happening within our own lives and our microcosms, you know, there's this experience of what we call a spiritual awakening. And, you know, that sounds really fancy and big and dramatic. And in some ways, yes, it is. But in other ways, you know, we use these words with our limited vocabularies that we have within the spoken languages that really encapsulate a spiritual awakening. To me is like a remembering, a reconnecting of those aspects of self, mind, body, spirit, right? Our emotional bodies, we're very connected in typically to our physical bodies, or very aware of our physical surroundings or things that are happening tangibly, materially. But spiritual is this thing that we can't quite put our finger on, right? It's like we just can't quite pinpoint that when we are not awake. There's this sense of like, it sounds fancy and woo-woo, but really, it's talking about coming into alignment, all of these aspects of ourself, aligning our soul mission, our soul destiny. And again, like I said, destiny being your highest self's will, what you came here to experience on your fool's journey. You have reached a new way of living and a new way of seeing. So you must now realign yourself to this new frequency. You see life in its multi-dimensional holographic state. You recognize that you are destined for so much more than you thought. Life is taking you on a 180-degree turn, learning and remembering past lives and your galactic heritage. Step into this new field of enlightenment. This is a time of great transformation, and only more will unfold from this. Continue to speak your truth and search for truth. If you have been finding yourself going down the rabbit hole, know that you are only being guided to look for and find what your soul already knows to be true. A remembering. Time is an illusion. Every experience that you are having is just a new form of it. I love that because it's so true, however it's showing up for you right now. And to, again, put yourself in a divine time out whenever you need to. These rabbit holes can be deep, dark, and all kinds of twists and turns. And you reserve the right at any time to use your discernment as to what you're going to gift with your energy and what you are not. Now, this one comes with a neutrality prompt, which I love because remembering again that neutrality is that midpoint, right? When we talked about our cones of love this month, and we have this play on the ice cream cone, but we're looking at the frequency of these different emotions, neutrality coming right in here in that central zone at 250 hertz, which is bringing us in between the heart and the throat chakra. So speaking our truth, our heart's desires, really tapping into that place. So I love that neutrality. So that's giving me a little ping to share that part as well. So the neutrality prompt here says, something may feel off. What you used to love, you may be slowly becoming uninterested in. This can include people, places, things, and work. Things and people that you did not even know about or were even aware of may be entering your realm of vision. This can be an exciting but also confusing time in your life. What would that look like for you if you tried something new or spent time with new people, or if you allowed your heart to lead the way forward? That you place trust in the universe for the choices that would make moving forward. Let go of the old and embrace the new. That can be a scary thing, but one that is pertinent for your evolution. Everything you see in front of you is coming from a new lens. Explore it all. Yeah, we had the Fool last week. New beginnings, fresh adventures, being open. So, this is a big message because it's a major card. It's significant on the Fool's journey. It's really rounding a corner here. Also, from a most practical level, Judgment asks us to really get real about the ways in which we have been judged, how we have judged ourselves, how we have judged others, and of course experience the judgment from outside as well, and the judgment that we witness in the world around us, the judgment, the criticism that we have an opportunity to free ourselves from. There is an awakening happening to free us of this limited perspective of pointing the finger, of the blame, of the us versus them, which of course is coming up here too this week and how we are growing. So feeling very connected to that Five of Wands as well. So let's keep going, but this is significant in setting our tone for this week ahead. Let's take a look now at Tuesday's card. All right, Tuesday represents our potential block or challenge this week. And we've got the Six of Earth coming forward, the Six of Pentacles, the giving and receiving, the card of reciprocity, of bringing in balance and harmony in our relationships. and it's potentially blocked or challenged this week. So what's up with that, right? So like I was saying in the card pull and in the astrological weather that I was sharing about here on the Sharecast, these dynamics with others, these relationships, these mirrors that show up to reflect and project to us aspects of ourself that are still in need of healing, or something that's coming up to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be released, transmuted, brought into heal. So the Six of Earth comes in, again with this energy of the six, bringing in healing and harmonizing. And so it talks about this energy exchange, the scales. I'll do this thing for you. I'll share this with you. And then later when I need help, you can help me. It's about this barter system of love and commitment to the collective. As the Astral Mermaid goes on to share that learning from your past, you are in a position to give back. So this is a time of compassion, generosity, inner growth, and the sharing of your prosperity. You've created balance where there was once instability. You have ascended to the higher realms of reality. Now spiritually open and aware, new opportunities are available to bring love, compassion, and harmony to your life, as well as to the others around you. Share your past with those who are in need of your loving guidance. Well, that sounds wonderful and balanced and in flow. But what happens when that is challenged, right? When we're having difficulty with that energy? And this is where we can get into over-giving, not allowing ourselves to receive. Yes, it's wonderful to have a generous heart. It's beautiful, but beware of giving away too much when you yourself are already struggling. Let me tell you right now, it's hard for me to say, oh, hey guys, I'm not going to do the free card pulls this week. I love connecting with you guys every week. For those of you that enjoy getting your week ahead card pull, and even now I want to say, check in with me. Maybe I can. I have to recognize that my cup is depleted and that I have a lot of responsibilities and things on my end of the scale that need attending to. And I can't support that in the way that I would like to. And so it's hard. It's a struggle for me. I don't like saying that I'm really not available to do that this week. But I know that that's what's fair and balanced in terms of the version of me that's available to tap in and connect in with you, your higher self, and bringing through messages for you. Also, for those of you that are making the commitment to work with me in the Empowerment Pack, I want to be my best for you, to bring through that wider work as well, those more comprehensive sessions. So, it's this balance that is a challenge. So that's how I'm feeling it for me. And I'm just giving you that practical example of when we have to say no, or I can't this time. Right? So when we look at this as being a challenge, it says know that it's okay to say no when you have nothing to give. Know that it's okay to charge for your services. Ooh, see, they're coming for me. You may be giving away more than you can afford. Create balance around debt and financial resources. So what does that say to you? Take a moment to think about that yourself. Where are you giving more than you can afford to give? This doesn't have to be about money or charging for services, but it might be. It might be for you. So as we tap into the collective, of course, this is going to show up so many different ways. But how are you feeling challenged when it comes to the balance of giving and receiving in your stratosphere? That's what's coming up for us to have a divine time out to contemplate where we can make some adjustments on those scales to create better balance for ourselves. And in so doing, it better positions us to continue giving generously and loving and being compassionate and holding that space for others that we love to do, being of service. Let's take a look now at our Wednesday card for the midweek blessing. Now, Wednesday, our midweek blessing is bringing in the fire, the first of those two fire wands energy cards back to back coming in, the Four of Wands. And so as I shared during the card pull, I know exactly what this is saying to me. We are throwing a party here at the end of the week. And I just threw a party here last week for my other daughter. So decorations are all over the place. There's drywall dust. There's so much going on here about the structure and preparing and community and teamwork framework coming together to make it happen. So on one hand, some of us may be attending parties or hosting or having some sort of a milestone celebration. This can be birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, all different ways that graduations, as in my case, that this energy can come forward. 4 is a number that we've really been tapping into. I mentioned back in my check-in here on the Sharecast about that Emperor card coming up so much over the last several weeks with the number 4. That is the number of the Emperor as well, bringing in that the framework, the structure, the stability, and the setting up of. And again, 4 of Wands is very much in the home, our homes, our communities, and coming together. So tapping into the Astral Mermaid, it says, heading to a party, I see. There is no better way to complete a goal than with a ritual celebration to bring it all together. Enjoy this harmonious moment in time. A moment of reflection and gratitude has you feeling happiness within you. You have come so far. You have succeeded. You rode the wave of fear and arrived peacefully in your manifested destination. Now it is time to relax and give thanks to the alignment that helped to make this all happen. Everything in your life is pushing your spiritual journey forward. Celebrate every part of that. So yeah, that's giving us some guidance around celebrating everything. Celebrate the little things. Celebrate those achievements. Have that divine time out for yourself to say, hey, I did a thing, something that maybe was really difficult for me, or that took a lot of energy, or, didn't come easily to me, and I took a step. Maybe I didn't even finish the whole thing, but celebrating those small victories is coming to me, but also celebrating the moments of awareness that come in, because the wands are fast moving and they do bring in sparks of sudden flashes of insight, aha moments, creativity, creative impulses, a lot of connection with that sacral chakra energy, your passions, your art, all of that. But one of the things that I love about, I talk often about some of the teachings of Lee Harris and the Z's, which he channels, and there's a message that they brought through that my friend and I always mention is that, when you catch yourself, and this is where the devil energy comes in too. So if you catch yourself perpetuating a pattern or a behavior that's not healthy, that's lower vibrational, that's not serving you, maybe because it's comfort zone, you're numbing out, addictions, familiar things, muscle memory, all that kind of stuff that we can get into, the temptation of it all. When you catch yourself doing that, celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that you just made that connection, even if you're making that connection for the umpteenth time and it's so frustrating. How many times? When am I going to get this right? When is it finally going to click? I mean, these are words that have crossed my lips over the last couple of weeks for sure. Like, when am I going to really complete this lesson and step forward? And it can really feel that way sometimes, and this is where the framework comes in with the 4, that we have an opportunity to step out of the fray that we're going to look at here with Thursday with the stirring around of futile energies that are not helping, that are not higher vibrational, that are not creating an opportunity for ascension. That when we catch ourselves or comes into our awareness that that's occurring, celebrate that, because and again, I use my Nautilus shell ammonite fossil example regularly to show that spiral quality of events. Something that occurs when a lesson has not quite been integrated, or for some reason there's unfinished business in the realm of this pattern of behavior, way of being, a belief, something that is coming around again for us that can be absolutely exasperating, like so frustrating that I'm still here. I thought I took care of that. I thought I worked through that. I did the healing, I did the work, and now this thing is bothering me again, or coming up again, or still not working out. When you become aware of that and you acknowledge it, you're greeting it at whatever place that occurs, now armed with the wisdom, the tools that you did not have the last time. So what I want you to take notice of, and this has been a biggie for me, how quickly are you able to move through it and transmute it, right? So it's not the fact that something comes around again that triggers you, bothers you, upsets you, brings down your mood, whatever it is, makes you go there. whatever. Somebody pushes your buttons and you respond from a less than high vibrational place, stirring the poop. And then you catch yourself and maybe you feel disappointed. Don't go into judgment, right? This is saying don't judge yourself for those interactions, for the things that are out of balance in your life, for the comfort zone temptation, old habits, old patterns, vices that you may have slipped back into. Take this moment to celebrate that you know now that this old behavior has come back around again with some unfinished business, and make it your job to really tap in to see what had I missed, what is not quite yet integrated that I have an opportunity to get clarity on so that I can move forward freely and unencumbered. There's a celebration in order, even when it's something that feels less than celebratory. That's part of the message. And then, as I mentioned, I have not watched a single minute of the Olympics with all of the construction in the house and everything going on. The TVs were disconnected. I had so much happening. I don't know that I don't watch a lot of television myself anyway, but just kind of staying in the know of things. Of course, like I mentioned, we have a volleyball player here and it's the Summer Olympics. So volleyball is a sport that's all those kind of things. Just interesting to check out. I have not, but I've seen certainly a lot of headlines about some controversy and things and stuff going on. So, use your own discernment about that, okay? I think this is going to lead into our Thursday card coming right up. But like I said, for some reason, between the fireworks and the dark night sky and the cathedral-like looking buildings and the bridge in the background, I just got a little nod to mention. Allow what's playing out on the world stage to be a metaphor, to be literally a play or a production of what's happening within each of our lives individually that gives us an opportunity to learn from what we see in the wider world as an observer. Just be an observer, right? Free yourself from as much judgment and criticism as you possibly can. Challenge yourself to come to the table. Again, to whatever degree this even resonates for you. I'm just saying for those who may have that in their awareness, or that if it crosses your path, I'm just getting a little nod to that, to recognize the ways in which ancient traditions and ceremonial ways of being that human beings have done for millennia are showing up to teach us things about ourselves and what's coming next and what we can learn from everything that has come to pass. And there's some deeper meaning there. So if that speaks to you, I just wanted to mention that because I was getting a big old ping right there when I saw that card. So with that in mind, let's take a look now at our Thursday message. All right, Thursday, how we are growing. This is going to be good. I can already see. I love the symbolism in this card. Back to back. We're not listening. We're not seeing. There's definitely a stubbornness here. And I love the jellyfish all around, this sense, and the volcano in the background, like this just simmering there with that flame at the top. Again, like I said, we're getting that symbolism repeatedly here. This is my stirring the poop card. This is futile energy. Fives can be tough. Fives are challenging. How are we growing? How are we growing through the stirring around of lower vibrational, non-productive, argumentative, aggressive energies? Refusing to see, refusing to listen. How are we growing? So let's see what the Astral Mermaid has to say. Nothing will change if you don't listen to reason. Nothing will change if you don't open your eyes and see what is really going on. Are you that stubborn and egocentric that you are not open to the thoughts or opinions of others? Unfortunately, no one wins when this happens because the energy just becomes so dense that chaos emerges instead. When you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, the heart will open to reason. Wow, beautiful. So this is a card, and again, we're growing through this, right? And remember, some hidden gems here. Like I caught on to a little lotus flower here. I'm talking about stirring the poop, but we're rising up from the ashes and in the muck. We are growing through the muck, right? So in the mud, in the muck, really true, beautiful blooming, blossoming can occur. So it says struggle surrounds you. You are going through an experience of transition. Inner turmoil has put you in the position of conflicting ideas and situations. You may feel trapped by the conflict and fighting that surrounds you as well as within you. You may be feeling the energy of anxiety and confusion that may or may not be about you. Where in your life do you need to listen and, on the other hand, speak up? Your world feels like it has been turned upside down, but really, the world has placed you exactly where you need to be, where your eyes will be forced wide open and your ears will be made to listen. You have reached a boiling point. If you can no longer take the overwhelming feelings that go along with the heavy energy, oh guys, here we go. Remove yourself for a time out or altogether. How many times did I say take a divine time out? Thank you, Dr. Lauren. This was my prescription that I wanted to share with you. Take a time out, right? These energies are dense and heavy. We're not just stirring the poop, it's downright shit, right? Stirring the shit. Getting caught up in the muck. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm taking a time out. I'm stepping out of this fray. It's become too heavy. It's too murky. Refusal to see, refusal to listen. It doesn't resonate with me. I'm growing out of here. That's what we're feeling. How are we growing? We reserve the right at any time to step out of that fray, rise above that fray. So, wow. I mean, between the Judgment card, rising up, awakening, stepping up out of that fray. I love this. This is really powerful. And again, it's all culminating into the devil energy at the end of the week. And of course, this is August 1st. So this is pivotal, okay? We are stepping from July into August. We are in Leo season. I really feel very strongly, as we've talked about, we are in an 8-year. 2024 adds up to the number 8. So there's this potent number for abundance and manifestation, this infinity energy. Whatever you are holding when you cross over that threshold is what will be amplified in abundance. It's like you're signaling to the universe, this thing that I'm carrying, that I'm holding on to, that I'm putting my energy, my awareness, my attention into, that's what I want. So take a look at what you have, what you're bringing with you, and make sure that that really resonates with you. Because if you find yourself enmeshed and embroiled in lower vibrational stuff that doesn't represent who you are, doesn't represent where you want to be, put it down, let it go, walk away, rise above, take a time out, take a breather. That's the energies that are coming in here. And like I said, I'm just now tapping into the August energies. I'm going to be setting up our August altar space this week and bringing in the channeled words. I don't have an idea. Sometimes I have stuff coming in like the last 2 weeks of a month, but I've just been too busy. I don't even know. It's going to be a surprise. But I would love for you to join me, because this is the day that we kick off the empowerment pack for the month of August. Really embracing the energies of Leo season, really stepping into this 8 vibration, the 8th month of an 8-year. And on the 8th day, we have an 888 portal. Very powerful, the Lion's Gate. So it's a wonderful time to come along to really choose what you are going to step into and who you are going to be in this game, right? What piece of the puzzle, what player are you going to be? And we're going to take a look at that now as we wrap it all up with the Friday card. So let's take a look. Okay, we are wrapping up the week with our Friday card. And once again, back again, it is the devil, the demon, the major arcana card 15, bringing back the vibrations of 6, the 15th card, 1 + 5, bringing in the 6 energy again, which we have here as our potential blocker challenge this week with the 6 of Earth. We've been talking about this energy showing up in our relationships, balance, healing, harmony, all available. A choice point, right? And also, as I mentioned previously in the messages this week, the chessboard is back. This card, also number 6, not for you, right? This was a Wisdom of the Oracle message that came forward in the full moon in Capricorn that we just had last week. And now we see once again the demon energy bringing through that chessboard, those pawns, those pieces, and this message to wrap up our week here on the 2nd day of August, the Friday energy. So the demon is saying, demons reside in the 4th dimension. This is your emotional aspect of self and where your emotions play out. This is where energy vampires feed off of you. This is where you play the pawn. Situations are set up behind the scenes for you to learn things, but also so that your 4D aspect can get their fix. Any negative situations that are created in your life is a perfect time for your life force to be extracted and used to bring you into feeling drained. When you are emotionally depleted all the time, it's harder and harder for you to get up and walk away from that feeling. Be mindful of those you associate with, spend time with, where you spend time, and the extracurricular activities that you engage in. Yeah, so you see, guys, this is all culminating, this energy right here, where we talked about those scales perhaps being challenged to be unbalanced, giving more than we are getting, or there being some type of an imbalance in the energy exchange, or not having enough to give, and maybe having to make some tough decisions about pulling our energy back, or maybe not so tough, right? But that also goes with this stirring around this futile lower vibrational energy that can be very tempting to get into, because it speaks to the ego. It appeals to those lower vibrational energies of maybe being right, of being comfortable, of being, numbed out, checked out, not having to deal with things that we'd rather not have to deal with, all the different ways that energy can present itself. It's representing that darker side of the veil. And it speaks to the physical objects, money, addictions, negativity, control. And so you could be aware of this in your life. You may very well know exactly what your vices are. Like I said, I know a lot of those things for myself, and there's a lot of judgment and criticism that typically takes place. Cue the judgment card, the awakening, those ways in which we have been our most critical of voices, our own self, an aspect of us, which is actually a reflection of, bring back in that Chiron in retrograde, our wounds, our past, the things that have stuck with us in terms of not being good enough, the not enough isms, right? The comparisonitis. And so many different ways that this could be showing up, where we have this opportunity to say, yeah, I might be aware of this in my life, yet I feel that, I'm in too deep to let go. It's just too much work. I'm too tired. I have too much going on. I don't have time to deal with this right now. So this way of being becomes our comfort zone, right? You want what you want, and you do what you want without consequences. So through each destructive choice that ends up being made, it creates this 4th dimensional feeding off of that dark energy. That lower vibrational energy begets more of the same, just like the high vibration energy amplifies and brings in more of that frequency. So, when you continue to go down that rabbit hole until you make that conscious decision to climb out, this is where, we find ourselves in these prisons of our own making. In what way the person that I'm pointing the finger at, the situation that I'm blaming and pointing the finger at and maybe judging and criticizing as the reason why I don't have enough or can't do or be or whatever it is actually a mirror, is actually something that's pointing right back at me, something unhealed, something that's coming up to be seen. So there's this opportunity for us to acknowledge that we are the only ones that can save ourselves when we talk about freeing ourselves of those prisons of our own making, right? Know that you are fully supported by Source at this time, and let go of the fear of the unknown. Leaving is much easier than you think. So oftentimes, yes, that first step, that first move, if we will, on the chessboard can be the hardest. But, there's this, that it signals to the universe, I am ready. And again, if you're not sure what that move is, or you're looking to be shown from your higher self, again, this is coming from within you. When you are setting an intention or prayer for guidance and wisdom and insight, it's coming from this higher realm, this higher power, whatever you call it. So if you're calling it, God, universe, higher self, however you perceive it, it's all a reflection coming back to you. So it's really culminating, again, big messages, because this is a big time. It's a pivotal time, and Leo season is not messing around. We are here in this year of the Strength card, taming the beast within, that guttural aspect of ourselves, those lower vibrational aspects of self, that untamed part of us, which serves, right, which has a role. But there's an opportunity for us to bring it into alignment, to bring it to heal. And so that's what, this is sort of setting the tone. I often say next week's reading will be very telling, because that first full reading of the month really sets the tone, I feel, for the things that will be the themes and the ways in which we may see those energies playing out. So do tune in for next week, which will be happening on the all new August Empowerment Sharecast. So I'll just be continuing on over there. There'll be a new Sharecast. As you're watching this on the July Empowerment Sharecast, I will pop the link here once it's created. If you are seeing this in one of my social media spaces, I do put that link in my bio, or you can always reach out to me. I'd love to have you join me for the month of August. I'll be unveiling the new altar space, the channeled words. And again, the August Empowerment Pack is booking now. So if you'd like to come along, I will be diving in this week for our month ahead energies, where we'll be picking a color, crystal, spirit, animal for the month ahead. And then the next step is tuning in for your personal month ahead energies, where I do a private reading just for you. If you would like to come along, please check that out. It's a wonderful way for us to connect and for you to really tap into some insight, guidance, and awareness for the month ahead. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I look forward to connecting with you throughout this week and in the month to come. Much love, many blessings.